The Eurasian elk is returning to the UK.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants. What's up?
So the elk, also known as the moose in North America, is the world's largest deer and a keystone species in both wetland and forest habitats. These animals once existed within the UK up until around 3,000 years ago, when they were killed off through a combination of habitat loss and overhunting. A story that a lot of our species unfortunately fell victim to. But why should this species return to the British Isles? So there are two ways of looking at this. There is the ecological standpoint. They are a keystone species, something the environment, the habitat, the species they're in can't do without. As my previous video stated, we've lost 95% of our wetland habitats. And one of the reasons the remaining habitats aren't all that great is because they are missing those key components. So their ecological role is to create areas of more open space within habitats, creating ecotones and even different habitats in their own right, like woodland glades. And within wetlands, they can also create more open reed bed spaces. Some of these areas, especially today with more nutrients filtering into our water spaces, a lot of plants are becoming overabundant in certain spaces. Unlike red deer, which don't tend to frequent the water nearly as much, roe deer who are too small, and Chinese water deer, also too small, they do like those type of habitats, but they don't have the same impact as this native species, since Chinese water deer, non-native, roe deer and red, native, but they just don't do that job. The second way of looking at this is from a morality standpoint. We made this animal go extinct. We've made many go extinct, at least locally. But since they still exist outside of the country, they can return. The same goes for wolves, bears, wolverines, anything we have made go extinct locally. We have a moral obligation to return. And although morality is a relative topic, in my personal belief, we should do it. So the organisations trying to do this are the Derbyshire and the Nottingham Wildlife Trusts. So these are experts in conservation that have been within the nation for a long time, and they know what they're doing. They want to reintroduce these animals to a few sites within boundaries, so they won't truly be wild at the moment, similar to what's going on with the European bison introduced back into the country. Now, I do have a little bit of an issue. While I wholeheartedly welcome the reintroduction of this amazing species, I can't help but think we're putting the cart before the horse here. Now, every single one of these mega herbivores should be reintroduced, but at the same time, before they are let loose and wild, which that should always be the end goal with reintroductions, because that's how they are truly rewilded, reintroduced, otherwise it's just a zoo. We still need to face the facts that eventually they're going to become a problem. They are a prey species, they are an herbivore that is limited only by the availability of food, which they have plenty of in this nation, and predation pressure. We have no large predators that can target bison or moose in this country, or the red deer, or the roe deer. Practically all of our deer species and our ungulates are allowed to go crazy with their populations. Now, moose aren't quite as bad as red deer or the American elk, a different species to both the elk and the red deer, but they themselves can overpopulate if given enough time and enough resources, which we have plenty of. So eventually I think it is pertinent, I think it is pertinent now to reintroduce the predators to keep them in check. But I always think that. That's my main thing on the channel. And their best predators are, of course, grey wolves. It will be surprising to see what other industries think of this reintroduction of the moose. Will hunters be excited for the new quarry in the future? Will they say, yes, we can handle it, this will be our job to keep them in check? Because it hasn't worked for the deer that we already have, so. I can't say I agree with that one, but let me know your opinion in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed learning about this new interesting development that is going on in the UK. Hopefully in 10 years' time, maybe less than that, we'll have a good healthy population of these beautiful giant deer. See ya.